Everybody, I'm Meteorologist AJ Colby here in the Weather Center, and boy, happy Tuesday, everybody. It is a very refreshingly cool day out there. That's one way to put it. Way below normal for this time of the year. Normal temperatures for this time in August, low 80s, mid 80s in parts of northwest Ohio especially. But don't get used to the cool air being around or sticking around, because some hotter and certainly more humid air is in the offing, which we're going to take a more detailed look at that more momentarily. But we also have the weekend forecast as well, and some really fantastic weather, as you'll see in the offing, not just for tomorrow, but I would say for several days in a row. Will that carry us into the weekend is the question. We'll answer that here in a second. First of all, let's check the lake, and the lake has been pretty active. In fact, it was a cauldron yesterday. We're not seeing as many whitecaps out there in this live look from the city of Cleveland crib cam looking toward downtown. Breaks in the overcast, small craft advisory in effect with north winds out there on Lake Erie, 15 to 20 knots, and the waves a bumpy ride, 3 to 5 footers. Now, the winds and waves do quiet a bit for tomorrow, and the north winds down to 10 to 15 knots, waves 1 to 3 feet, and the water temperature off Cleveland is 74 degrees. Tomorrow, the small craft advisory will be allowed to expire. Okay, here's the big news. Just when you thought the heat was gone, right? Well, the heat will make a grand return in fine fashion here. The 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the National Weather Service, and this from the Cleveland Forecast Office, this particular graphic, but the long-range prediction and median-range prediction group is showing quite a swath of above-average temperatures on the way, not only over the Great Lakes, but stretching down into the panhandle of Texas and the panhandle of Oklahoma as well, getting in on the much above normal category as the nation flip-flops out west, where it's been incredibly hot lately, is going to go below to much below normal, especially a bullseye over Nevada and parts of Idaho. So out west is where we expect the cool down to take place over the next 6 to 10 days. That's valid beginning August 24th through the 28th. So that will be taking shape as we head into the weekend, and you'll see the mercury is on the climb. Meanwhile, from outer space, you see the sun to start the day today, but as the day wore along and we saw temperatures climb into the upper 60s and nudging up close to 70, we had those lake-enhanced or induced clouds in some locations with winds blowing in right off of Lake Erie and out of the north. So, of course, that is hugging the shoreline, perhaps a little less in the way of cloud cover, but not by much. Sunshine ruling the roost out in parts of Illinois. And I think we're going to get into more sun than clouds, as you'll see in the extended forecast coming up here shortly. But across the country, there are little areas of precipitation, nothing too widespread. Radar imagery showing the scene from Quebec over to Ottawa, down into Buffalo, some showery weather driven by cooler temperatures, that's for sure. And then dry all across the Ohio Valley. You have to go way out toward Pierre and Pierre, Sioux Falls, and Des Moines before you run into any other rain shower activity. Fortunately, no stormy weather to report whatsoever. Courtesy Canadian high pressure settling into the Great Lakes from Canada all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Look at that. Carving out clear skies into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all showing clear skies there through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. Expect high pressure to stay in control, firmly in control, in fact, as that Canadian air mass settles in, starts to modify a little bit by late this week. You see the weather maps, though, are quiet. Most of the weather action from parts of Montana down into the Four Corners, southwest part of the U.S., and the Sunshine State is plagued by rain. It's all rain there as we enjoy wall-to-wall sunshine getting into Thursday. Look at Thursday morning. Boy, Canadian high pressure is firmly lodged over the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. It continues to be the case into Thursday evening as well. Futurecast radar showing all the showery weather really over New England. That's about it. Any spotty shower over Illinois and Indiana would yield to dry weather for most of the day. As dew point levels, the feels like numbers, if you will, a good indication of atmospheric humidity, stay in the 40s and low 50s. So it's just dry and pleasant for the next several days. Our forecast for tonight, partly to mostly clear, cool, uneventful. The overnight low 55, sundown at 8:18. North winds at times freshen at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then for Wednesday, expect mostly sunny skies, just a delightful day. The high 73, that's about 9-10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. But as we mentioned, don't get used to it. As you'll see in the extended outlook, temperatures on the climb. A pleasant Thursday with sunny skies. 78 down to 55 at night, another comfy sleeping night. But then those comfy sleeping nights will be replaced by nights that may need a fan or an air conditioner. As overnight lows dropping in the mid and upper 60s, highs at 82 on Friday, toasty Saturday, and we'll start to see dew point levels come up this weekend as well. Saturday's high 86, we're looking for an 87-degree high on Sunday, and before you know it, we'll maybe even snuggle up to that 90-degree mark once again. So the hot stuff is not out completely yet. And of course, it is still summer, right? We still have a few more weeks of that left before fall officially arrives. But we get a little fall preview. Appreciate you stopping by, everybody. From the AJ Colby Weather Center, I am meteorologist AJ Colby, and have a great night.